I already won a tournament in the new Mega Dimensions DLC for Legend CA that was just released. I decided on this team in about 1 minute of time, not thought through at all. But I of course had to use Focus Energy Sword Stance Cleaver, a big upgrade from my previous similar set on Scissor, with Stone Edge instead of Steel Wing, being 30 more base power and high crit chance move. I also just put the Focus Ash item on because it's so good, and Focus Energy combined with a high crit chance move guarantees crits. And I discovered the new NPC that sells a bunch of new TMs. The first TM that stuck out to me was Solar Blade, so I knew I just had to try out Leafeon with Solar Blade, with Miracle Seed to boost it even more. For the last one on the team, I wanted a Mega Evolution, and I also really wanted to try out Icicle Spear, and I barely have any new Mega Evolutions from the DLC, and that's the whole thought process behind this team. So let's get into the matches. This was the first time I used this team, the first time I played PvP with any new mons of the DLC, and probably the first time for the other people in the lobby as well. I'm not even sure they have any battle-ready mons from the DLC. This is one of the reasons why I love Focus Energy so much. If people set up screens, it doesn't matter. Even if that guy set up reflects, I would have still one-shot because, crits ignore screens. I could have definitely tried to go for a double KO on the guys fighting, but I go for the safer play of using Sword Stance, so I can almost guarantee getting a KO on the guy surviving after they switch. And there it pays off instantly, the crit through screen. And combined with Sword Stance and Stab on Stone Edge, it will one-hit KO most mons, even with neutral hits. I don't know why my Night Slash didn't hit, but I got really lucky finding an Alpha Cleaver very soon before the tournament started, the only cleaver I caught too. Anyway, this video is shorter than most of my full tournament videos, because there was a lot less players ready to play with new DLC mons. It was really just the first opportunity to try out the new mons in Ranked, or in multiplayer I mean. But even though it's shorter, it still takes a long time for me to make, because I don't do live commentary. I need time to plan on what I want to say for the video. Back to the gameplay real quick. I thought this rock slide would miss because I thought my cleaver would go in a straight line past the bridge, because my Leafeon dodged it earlier. But even if my cleaver runs in a straight line, I think I still would get hit, because cleaver is much bigger than Alpha and has slower movement speed probably. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Traponienable is going kinda crazy here. I love the Icicle Spear move. When you hit all 5 spears, it's so satisfying. I'll explain how it works. It shoots 5 projectiles in a spread shot, like a shotgun. So if you're right next to someone, like I was right there, you will hit all 5, and each spear has 25 power. So in total it becomes 125 base power. In short, it's a ranged move that does more damage the closer you are to your opponent. Nice double KO right there. It's nice to always have a really quick casting move, and because of Cleaver being Alpha, extra large, it makes it much easier to hit both opponents right there. Otherwise I might have just hit one. But Icicle Spear, I also really like that move because I feel like it will have high skill ceiling. Like if you use it well and manage to get up close and hit all 5 Icicle Spears, it will have huge value, but otherwise it might not be so good. Man, the Focus Energy Stone Edge crit going through 2 defense boosts for the double KO. And the Cleaver being Alpha is so huge here, being able to barely reach the Galate because of it. And here, I'm just waiting before picking up the red boost so I can have it for longer, because no one is close enough to take it before me anyway. A bit unfortunate that I don't OHKO the Metagross. Because of it, the Galate comes in and steals the KOs on both of us. It's just really hard to decide at the time what to do. I would have needed to calculate super quickly if my Stone Edge would have been quick enough to KO the Metagross before I get KO'd by the Galate. If I had managed to realize that quick enough, I could have swapped out to not get KO'd by the Galate. That's a big reason why it's really good to be familiar with your team. If I had practiced with this team a bunch, I could have been thinking of if I had to switch or not, instead of thinking of which move I have or which Pokemon I want to switch to. Cleaver was kinda carrying this game, but to be honest, it might just be because I'm very used to using Focus Energy and this very style. And having Focus Ash just makes it so safe to play with. The format for this tournament is the same as the previous tournament I played on my channel. The 2 players with the most total KOs after 3 games moves on to the next round. You can see here that I caught the Alpha Cleaver in a Dream Ball. I think I only had 6 of them before, the rarest ball I had except for Master Ball. So I really wanted this one, and it's paying off here. Unfortunately, one of the players got TC'd and then dropped from the tournament, but this 3-player game is still pretty fun. I'm dodging and weaving from the eccentric, and then I walk to the side of the 2 players into the middle, so I can have a good look on both of them at the same time. And here I'm getting flashbacks from game 1, when the same player with Metagross Reflect switched to Glacier. I just think it's so strong having Stone Edge Stab with Focus Energy to make it 100% crit rate, and then Sword Stance on top of that, and then on top of that, the Focus Ash for survivability. If you didn't know how strong Cleaver is, it has 135 attack base stats compared to Garchomp's 130. And Stone Edge is just as strong as Earthquake, but has the high crit chance as well. And Stone Edge actually has about 0.1 second faster cast time than Earthquake. Here I messed up pretty badly with Icicle Spear. I completely forgot that it's a ranged move, so that it moves to me before using the move. I predict the Kleitzer to switch, so I go for the Excadrill instead. It survives on very little HP, so I expect it to switch out. Apparently, it has Mega Horn, even though Mewtwo isn't allowed, and it crit. But if I had been more aware, like I would have been if I was used to this team, I would have known that the Excadrill player was out of swaps, so it was avoidable. I remember that the Gallade has Ice Punch, so when I see it running towards me, I dodge it. What happens next I don't really understand, but hey, I'll take it. I feel like it happened many times already with the new DLC Pokemon or the new DLC moves, that they kinda bugged in some way. Maybe that's the reason why the DLC mons are not allowed in ranked yet. We'll see here in a second that the Absol Mega evolves to the C variants. The new C Mega evolutions are really cool. All their moves' cast times become really fast, at the cost of their Mega energy running out much quicker. I do think that I played it correctly though. As far as I knew, my Solar Blade should hit there and get the KO. I see that the Absol is using Phantom Force, but I thought it was only because it's broken with the Sieve Megas, because of the instant cast time. But apparently, it's Stab 2. It's so funny, I had no idea that this Absol was Ghost type. Oh man. Solar Blade is apparently also a long range move for a physical attacker, which I didn't really think about this whole time. I'm not sure how long it reaches or the accuracy of it, but I feel like that can be why you would use it. Because it's not very good to use in close range because of the very long cast time. It does work like Solar Blade, where the plus version moves a lot faster, but even the plus version on Solar Blade is very slow. Turbominable is actually pretty strong when it's Mega. It has a very low speed stat, but that's just good so that the other stats goes into the good categories for this game. I think it has very good stat distribution. In a bit here I will use Icicle Spear the correct way, from a little bit of distance so that I don't risk taking damage from Drill Run or Earthquake. After playing the tournament I remember that this guy can learn Earthquake, so for the future I should probably switch out Mach Punch for Earthquake. You know, I put together this moveset in like 10 seconds. Now we are playing the last game of the set, Game 3. I have a lot of KOs since Game 1, so I'm pretty much guaranteed qualified here, which is a nice reward from playing well. Wait, there's the Metagross Reflect. It gets Earthquake, it's gonna switch. Into Kleitzer again. And Dive Boosted again. The same situation as both previous games. Oh my. And the Vaporeon as well, as previously shown. I just lost my Swords Dance boost before hitting the Metagross with Night Slash. Otherwise I can maybe 1v1 it by using Night Slash into Stone Edge. I don't know if this is the same kind of lag like before with the new DLC mon. But oh my, I'm so excited for that DLC. I was skeptical if the new mons would even get their signature moves into this game. But we got all the signature moves and like 30 more TMs on top of that. So many new Pokemon to use for CA PvP. And the best part for me gotta be that there's so many Pokemon from the DLC that learns Focus Energy. There's so many new cool moves, like look at this Solar Blade. To be honest, it might have not worked if my opponents knew how the move worked. I don't think they expected it to hit from that far and stuff. But Leafeon for the double KO, let's go. There's also a bunch of other cool sets that I planned to use. Solar Blade's AoE is huge, maybe it's partly because I'm Alpha Leafeon? I don't know why, but I love this guy. Probably because it feels like it would be so bad, but then it's actually kinda good. Even in its base form it's really good. Before I tell you some of the stats on it, just check this out. Dodge that. And then Icicle Spear. One shot. And I survive. And Mach Punch. Oh my gosh. This little guy is actually extra small size, I think. It might actually be really good. I thought first that I wanted an alpha, or like large, but when I caught this Pokemon, every single one that I caught was like small size, except 2, which was extra small. I probably used some donuts to make the Pokemon be extra small. Check this Solar Blade out when it's not plus moved. It's so slow. Made it so that both of them got KOs on me. Right, I was gonna tell you about the base stats on this snowy fighting guy. I don't know what he's called. It has 43 speed, 62 special attack in its base form, and 132 attack stats. And when it Mega Evolves, it doesn't gain any special attack, which is huge. And what is more huge is that it loses 10 speed. This is the perfect mon for CA. So good that I don't need any practice with them for me to win. All of my opponents are really good players, but I have Crabominable. I'm sorry, I can't ever remember seeing this Pokemon before. I didn't have much Pokemon experience before CA, but I actually think I've been eliminated by some of those players before in other tournaments. Well, here we are in the finals. I believe there was 2 Staraptors in the other group, and this is the one who came out on top. That was actually a really weird interaction again with the new DLC mon. The rock slide from the Garchomp didn't hit the Staraptor, even though it was aimed at it, because it hit me from above and I blocked it from above somehow. That's been happening before when I've used like Icicle Crash from Avalugg and stuff. But here it looks like Staraptor should get hit, but I don't know. My Cleaver caught the Staraptor off guard this time, but later it's gonna be harder. I get KO'd there because I was so focused on the other player and I'm not that used to my team. Like, I'm just thinking, how much damage am I gonna do? Should I use Solar Blade on the Vaporeon, or is it worth attacking the Excadrill? Because I have no idea how much damage I'm going to do with no experience. It's of course like that. The more experience you have with a team, the more awareness you have of your surroundings. It's really bad that I don't get a KO on the Absol there. Probably a roll. It looks like I get one tap, even though I have Focus Edge. I was very confused when this happened. I thought the Golisopod O-code me, but Absol from behind, because of the defense boosts and the low roll, is still alive and used knockoff at me at the exact same time as the first impression. I didn't look at the Absol because I was predicting it to swap out, but once again, because I'm not that aware with the new team, the Absol player didn't have any swaps left. A small optimization, as you can see here, is that I'm looking to the side of the Vaporeon, so that my Pokemon that gets thrown out goes in front of me or to the side of the Vaporeon's beam. It's important to know your positioning. Throughout the finals, I think I'm using Stone Edge on this Mega Staraptor so many times, thinking it's super effective. I kinda forgot that it becomes a fighting type instead of normal type, right? So it cancels out the weakness to flying. Now I get KO'd by the newly respawned Chandelier. It's really hard to notice when people are spawning in behind you when you're in the middle of a fight. Once again, especially when you're playing with a new team. I just realized, when watching this back now, that my team is really weak to fire. At least I have good damage against fire types. As I mentioned earlier, probably should have run Earthquake over Mach Punch, though Mach Punch was pretty good in a few scenarios. Well, it was pretty good actually, I don't know. I could have probably KO'd the Absol with Mach Punch here, but the close combat tracks the Play Rough that tracks the Garchomp, which makes me track the Garchomp and the Absol, making me get a double KO on them. And then I try to get a third KO from the Staraptor with the Icicle Spear, but I hope it's okay, but I'm gonna try to talk less for the remainder of the video, because I really want to get this video out tonight and I really need to go to bed soon. But I would appreciate any feedback on if you liked me talking the whole time, or if you watched just to enjoy the gameplay. I just skipped forward a bit and saw the crazy ending of this match. I love Cleaver and I love everyone on this team. You know, when I made this team, I just picked 3 mons that I really like that didn't overlap any typings. I had no idea that Mega Golisopod became a steel type instead of water typing until after the tournament when someone mentioned it. Golisopod was literally the only mon that I thought of to counter when building this team in the couple minutes that I had. Or I made my team specifically so that I could handle it, because I knew it was gonna be a pretty popular mon. But when it becomes a steel and bug type in the Mega form, I don't have anything to hit it. Unfortunately, the player got disconnected in this game too. But my biggest competitors is the red player and the green player anyway, in terms of total KOs of this set. I was 2 ahead of red before this game and 4 ahead of green. Those situations right there are really difficult, because if I run in a straight line away from them, I would guarantee to dodge the Dragon Claw. I decided last second to switch just in case, but I made that decision too late, because on their screen they hit me. Bad switch there on my part. I could have avoided taking damage completely if I followed my previous tip, but I tried to be fancy by switching in my Pokemon behind stairs. When a Garchomp is running towards me, it's of course in an attack animation, and just in case it's not Dragon Rush, I'm running away to dodge the attack. But it is Dragon Rush, so I need to time my switch anyway. I used a Plus move just in case of a Yachi Berry, but I don't think it's worth it. That Mega Energy would have come in clutch later, I think. On my screen I get hit by the heat wave, but it's always your opponent's screen that decides if you get hit or not. That's actually the main reason why Detect is so hard to use. People are using Protect over Detect, even though the Mon can learn Detect. There I just thought I would survive the Psychic. Stone Edge doesn't KO the Vaporeon this time, because I'm not Sword Stanced up, but I didn't know that when I used it. Now I know. I also remembered that the Absol is now Ghost type, or part Ghost type, so I used Night Slash into it. Though I think I only got a KO because the Staraptor damaged it at the same time. I click Icicle Spear as soon as I see the Absol player give an order to attack, predicting the Absol to walk up to me so I can Icicle Spear it and hit all 5 to KO it. But of course it used Phantom Force. Now I will hopefully remember that those Absols usually do that at the start of engagements. It's really hard to play against that when they move so quickly. It makes it so that I need to predict their attack and swap on prediction like I did there. On my screen I swapped long before they used knockoff, in the fight before this one. Going into the third and final game of finals, I'm still up 2 KOs over second place. Leafeon one-shotting Garchomp isn't something you see every day, because of the red attack boost, but still, Solar Blade kind of insane. But it's absolutely necessary to use it as a plus move every time. For the rest of this final battle, me and the purple guy, who's in second place by 2 KOs, we are just racing for the first place right now. If they are to win, they need 2 more KOs than me this match. Oh my. The guy in second place ended up getting all 3 KOs in the very last fight. Barely wasn't enough. He won that match by 1 KO, which means I'm still up by 1 total KO across the 3 games, making me win the first tournament of the DLC. Thank you for watching and have a good one.